What's up, everyone? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming, and straight away, this video on the main, whatever you want to call it, news or talking point of this video is not just the basic version that you're going to see everywhere else. So first off, we'll get the actual quick little news portion of it out of the way. Unfortunately for many people out there, Microsoft has cancelled the upcoming Platinum Games developed Scalebound for Xbox One and Windows 10 on PC. So that game has been cancelled. There was a lot of rumbling about it earlier today, and then Microsoft finally kind of slipped up a little bit, removing the pages from certain places and things like that. And then it was shortly after officially announced. So the official line, as far as it goes, is: after careful deliberations, Microsoft Studios has come down to the decision to end production for Scalebound. We're working hard to deliver an amazing lineup of games to our fans this year, including Halo Wars 2, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, and other great experiences. For more information on our 2017 plans, please visit blah blah blah, link to what they're doing in 2017. So the thing about this is a lot of people are, a lot of people are saying one thing, which I'll get to now in a second. Now, so first off, we're going to talk a little bit about the actual cancellation of Scalebound. So we all know it's developed by Platinum Games. So if you're familiar with Bayonetta or Bayonetta 2, or there's a bunch of other Platinum Games stuff out there, but they're two of the bigger named ones, Bayonetta 1 and 2, that you're probably familiar with, that you can pull that from. If you've played Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, also developed by Platinum Games, so you get the idea. They make a lot of third person wouldn't be the proper description. They play a lot of the hack and slash style games, the really but the highly stylized hack and slash genre, and just going crazy with it. And Scalebound was looking to be the next type of installment in a Platinum Games style series, essentially. I say series, but you get what I mean, like the genre and the style of gameplay. It looked a bit more open and a bit more open worldy. I'm not going to say it was fully open world, but it was built as an action RPG, as opposed to a lot of the other Platinum games, which are usually just build straight up as like action games and things like that. So this one, it seemed a bit more action adventure-y with some role-playing game elements. One of the big things to do with it was the fact that you had an extremely large dragon companion, hence scale, dragon scale. You're linked and tied to the dragon. You're scale bound, one might say. That's my understanding of where the name came from, at least, anyway. But yeah, so unfortunately it is cancelled, and for many people out there who were looking forward to this, or just like this kind of game in general, but may have not particularly had this one exactly on their radar, it's a bit of a bummer. Now, the main reason I'm actually making this video is to the point I'm about to get to right now. So first off, a lot of people are screaming doom and gloom because of this. Now, first off, people, okay? Just because Microsoft cancel one exclusive game does not mean they're throwing in the towel with the Xbox One and their gaming division, like so many people out there think is happening just because of this cancellation news. Like within the last hour, so many people all over the internet, no matter where you look, it's like, oh, Microsoft are cancelling games. What's going to be next? With the exception of their, their straight up first party IPs. Everyone is just saying, oh, what about this? Are they going to cancel this next? Maybe the next Tomb Raider game won't be exclusive. You know how it was exclusive for a year, and console exclusive for a year. And you get the idea. Like, there's a bunch of third-party games as well that have like exclusivity deals, be them timed or permanent. I believe Dead Rising 4 is going to be, I say going to be, but is 1 year timed exclusive. So you get the idea, at least of the style of business decision and all that they make, that I'm referring to. So many people are straight away going to, it's doom and gloom for Microsoft. They cancelled, one game. how long before they cancel more, and how long before they lose third-party support, which people will not happen. Microsoft losing third-party support will not happen. Sure, it's waned marginally because you've got some games that are PlayStation 4 and PC exclusive kind of thing. But I mean, it's just not happening. I mean, to lose third-party support, no, it's with the quality of service that Xbox Live gives, as well as a large install base and a huge fan base of some of which include just brand loyalty, as well as people who just want to play the games, as well as people who might want to play the games, not care what platform they play it on, but are forced to play it on the Xbox One because maybe their friends who they would play it with comes on Xbox, have it on Xbox One, so they have to get it on there. So there's no doom and gloom about this whatsoever. You people you people that believe this and go around spouting this crap online need to shut the fuck up. It's just not happening. Microsoft have so much money, okay? Realistically, Microsoft have so much money that if they really, really wanted, they could go out and buy so many of these multi-platform IPs. They could probably afford to straight up buy the IP. They could probably, depending on the publisher or the developer, they could straight up buy the publisher or developer. Like, keep in mind, right, guys, Microsoft is not just Xbox. Remember that. Microsoft is one of the biggest and most richest, no, that's not right. The biggest and it's one of the biggest and richest companies in the entire world. They can do whatever they want when it comes to money. When it comes to whatever they really want to do, they can buy whatever they want, whenever they want, for pretty much however much they want. Keep in mind, right? I'll use this as a perfect example. Microsoft bought Minecraft, the cultural phenomenon that is Minecraft, an indie game, despite being the biggest indie game in the world, an indie game for $2 billion. And that's nothing to Microsoft. Remember that. So they bought that for $2 billion. Do you think there are many companies out there that would not sell, many third-party companies or individual publishers or developers or whatever, that would not sell one of their IPs if Microsoft offered them $2 billion, maybe even more? Chances are very few of them are worth $2 billion. For example, you're not going to buy Call of Duty for $2 billion. You're not going to buy Grand Theft Auto for $2 billion. You're not going to buy World of Warcraft for $2 billion. You get the idea. There are a couple of exceptions. But my point is, if Microsoft ever got to the point where they were in such dire straits for support for their console, they literally have the money to do whatever they want to fix that. It's that simple. You can try bash them all you want for having only Halo, Crackdown, Forza, Gears. There's a couple others I'm sure that I'm escaping off my mind at the moment. But the point is that Call of Duty is going to sell millions and millions of copies on the Xbox every year. FIFA is going to sell millions and millions of copies on Xbox every year. Madden is going to do the same thing. Whatever Battlefield comes out every year, even if you call it Star Wars Battlefront, it's Star Wars Battlefield, but it's still going to sell millions of copies on Xbox One. So there's no way. Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, all them, you get the idea. They're going to sell millions of copies on Xbox One. There is no doom and gloom whatsoever coming from this announcement. And real quick, before everyone who is probably already furiously typing at me in the comment section, or sending me hate on Twitter, or sending me some sort of evil kill yourself message through YouTube, I'm not a Microsoft fanboy. This video may sound like that to some people, but let's be real. The way I'm looking at it is, right, let's be real and let's be realistic about it, okay? You may not like Microsoft. You may love Microsoft. You may be apathetic to Microsoft. You may be objective to Microsoft. At the end of the day, a console that has, I don't remember the last time I checked, but it has 20 plus million units sold, going to sell a significant amount more, It's one of the three big console manufacturers. It's one of the three console manufacturers essentially, and it's got such an image and such an identity, and it's such a large integral part. PlayStation and Nintendo are exactly the same. They're both, well, all three of them are all large integral parts, but that's the key to remember. These three companies are large, these three companies are integral to the whole gaming thing. So, sure, maybe some obscure Japanese role playing game is not coming to Xbox One. Shenmue 3 may not be coming to Xbox One. But when you look at the likes of all the big games, all the games that are going to sell millions and millions of copies, maybe even as low as hundreds of thousands of copies, which is still a significant amount of sales, mind you. At the end of the day, even if you don't like Microsoft or whatever, let's just think of it this way, okay? They can do whatever they want for the simple reason is they can afford to do whatever they want. It's that simple. After all, let's look at it this way. I'm just going to use this as the last example, then we're going to wrap up the video. Remember a little bit ago in this video when I mentioned how Microsoft could go to pretty much any other third-party developer or publisher and buy probably an IP, an entire IP off them for, let's say $2 billion because of Minecraft, okay? Let's use a couple of these as examples. Let's look at Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics. How many games in the Tomb Raider series specifically? So let's look at Rise of the Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, we call it, I won't say definitive edition, but the reboot of Tomb Raider because it came out on PC and both generations of consoles. With all 5 of those platforms, and then the 3 of which are Rise of the Tomb Raider, do you think that do you think Tomb Raider within the last when did that come out? Like, let's call it 5 years. Do you think Tomb Raider in the last 5 years made even $1 billion? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I'd say it made probably barely pushing 100 million. Now I could be completely wrong, but there's a huge difference between 100 million, 200 million, whatever it actually made, and $2 billion. So realistically, do you think some publishers would not part with one of their high-profile IPs for that kind of money? For the simple reason is, sure, it might be recognizable for their brand and recognizable for their company and all, but at the end of the day, money talks. And with the amount of time, and time is a very key and specific factor in this, the amount of time it would take to develop several quality games to achieve the huge volume of sales to make $2 billion, do you think that these companies would not do that? Let's be real. Most companies would probably sell it. I think maybe, with the exception of the ones that I've said already, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, etc. I think realistically the only maybe one off the quick top of my head that wouldn't be sold because of whatever, like, iconic character or brand recognition would be Sonic and Sega. I think they would possibly be the only one company that would not sell a character, or a specific character at least anyway. I could be wrong, whatever, we'll see how it goes. So let me know in the comment section below if you're bummed out that Scalebound is cancelled. I'm personally bummed out by it, even though I had no interest in the game. If you're just bummed out because you wanted it, if you're bummed out because it means possibly less reasons for the Xbox to succeed, or just because it's another Platinum Games game that's cancelled, whatever. Do you think it spells doom and gloom for the Xbox? You can let me know as well, because that's another key valid point here that came up in the video. So let me know all that in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, details in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.